Hey there, I'm Karen Roby here with James Sanders. We're talking today about 5G, all the hype that has been really building for a couple of years now. And the question is, when will it really come to fruition? When can the average person start to get excited about it and know they won't be disappointed when it doesn't come around? James, start with just break it down for us on what it is and what it isn't.
So the hype around 5G is really, really immense. The thing to keep in mind is that 5G is a complete break from what already exists. So this is going to require new handsets, new smartphones, new base stations. All of this equipment has to be new. And the difficult part of that is that in the United States, mobile carriers are kind of muddying the waters about what is and isn't 5G. The worst offender of this is AT&T. They've started issuing software updates for existing smartphones like the Galaxy S9 that are changing the little 4G icon to 5GE. Now, what does the E mean? Everything but 5G. So with that, you can't actually make a phone 5G compatible with a software update. This is going to require, again, new smartphones and new base stations to be rolled out. And the first generation of 5G, we're getting a little crazy with generations here, but first generation of 5G is going to be more on the side of enhanced mobile broadband. And we'll get into that in a second, but with Verizon's enhanced mobile broadband, and this is wireless home internet that uses a mobile hotspot, so it's a device that plugs in to outlets in your home and sticks on a wall or near a window. So it receives a 5G signal and then translates that into Wi-Fi for your home devices. With that, you're not worrying about battery life because it's all plugged into the wall, and it works with your existing devices and provides a Wi-Fi signal. That uses millimeter wave type of technology. So you're going to have a base station relatively close to where you're living, and it's going to be affected a little more by rain fade because millimeter wave is a millimeter wide or a little bit shorter. You're going to have the same type of issue with rain fade because it can just absorb, rain just absorbs that signal the same way that you would have issues with rain fade on like satellite television. So there are some disadvantages, but 5G is very fast and easy to deploy, especially for areas where there's a little bit more uneven terrain or homes are a tiny bit more spread out where there's just not existing wireline infrastructure. Right now, the deployments are really in urban areas where that's not as much of an issue. And with early 5G enhanced mobile broadband deployments, Verizon's technology actually uses a proprietary standard called 5GTF. And they've deployed it in a few cities now, and future deployments are going to be using the industry standard 5G-NR stuff. They're going to transition the deployments that they already have to use the industry standard because it's more helpful to have everything using the same type of technology. With millimeter wave, that's going to be a little less useful for smartphones until a couple years out. The first 5G deployments for smartphones are all going to use sub-6 gigahertz communication frequencies. So with those, it's the same radio spectrum that you're already using. You've got 2.4 gigahertz for Bluetooth and wireless home phones, that type of thing. And there's a lot of spectrum that was vacated by the digital dividend when TV moved from analog broadcasting to digital signals only. So there's all of this spectrum that we can use for 5G. We just have to get the base stations deployed around the US and around the world in order to use this. For North America, that's going to be a lot more in the sub-6 range for smartphones. The disadvantage of using millimeter wave for smartphones is that the battery would run up a little more quickly, and this is something that engineers are working around at the moment to make millimeter wave technology work well on smartphones so you're not overheating your smartphone, overheating your battery, and leading to degraded performance on batteries more quickly than you would otherwise have. And no one likes replacing their smartphone after a year because the battery just doesn't hold a charge.
Right. So there's a lot on the horizon. We're inching closer, but...
We're inching closer, but it's just not quite here yet.
Not quite here yet. Yeah. All right. Well, for all things 5G, be sure to stick with Tech Republic and ZDNet.